aren't mind readers. No one is a mind reader. If you want something done, you need to say it. No one's just gonna know. If it's all up in here and it ain't never coming out of here, nobody's gonna know. So in today's video, we are gonna be talking about how to manage expectations. If you're like me, you also have a problem with managing expectations because it's hard. But we're about to get into all the tips and tricks that you can do to keep your expectations in check. So if you're interested, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button, of course. Let's get right into this video. Okay, so what is an expectation? Expectation is an event or a belief that is centered on the future that may or may not be realistic. That's the key here. It may or it may not be realistic, and it could lead to disappointment. You can expect things of yourself, you can expect things from your partner, and you can expect things from the other relationships that you have in your life, friends, family, etc., etc., etc. Expectations are a good thing to have because it could be something to look forward to. But you don't want to fall into you expecting something to happen to be the sole reason that you are doing something. Obviously, if reasonable expectations like love, respect, mutual respect, support, those are expectations that are already implied. Like, I'm not getting into anything with anybody without the basic, those are basic expectations for someone to have. Some of the things that you can do to personally manage like your self expectations. I know for me personally, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, right? It's just so easy to be hard on yourself. But that's the problem with expectations. You expect things to go a certain way, and when it doesn't, you get discouraged or you get disappointed. But it's like, let it go. Let go of expectations. Stop trying to control everything. And I don't even have a control issue. Wait. We're gonna table that. Really stop being so hard on yourself, and it is a lot easier said than done. Next two tips I have for managing self-expectation is to be adaptable and give yourself time. The quality of what you're doing should gradually change and gradually get better over time. Give yourself time and let go of these inhibiting expectations that you place on yourself to be so perfect and to have everything figured out. Girl, life ain't like that. Okay, next topic. So I just want to differentiate really quick hope and expectation, right? So let's say you have a birthday dinner. So you hope that everybody can make it, you know, but what ends up happening is you expect everybody to make it. So then when you have a friend or two that are like, oh, I am so sorry, I already had something for that day, I already had something, you know, ahead of time, I'm not gonna be able to make your dinner. Now you mad, now you're ready to fight everybody, right? If you have a friend that's always venting their feelings to you and you're always there for them, you know what I mean? You always coming through with the good advice. You're always coming through with the shoulder, the snacks, the wine, like anytime they have a bad day or whatever. So of course, naturally, you expect that if you have a bad day, that same person would come through for you. Nobody said that has to happen. And when you go to that friend and you're like, girl, can I just talk to you really quick? Like, I had a really bad day. And she's like, I don't really offer emotional support. Then you get mad, right? Because you spent all this time always being somebody's shoulder and you expect them to do the same for you. You expect them to listen to your problems and everything like that. You have to lay down your expectations with anyone. Anybody, whether it's family, friends, like expectations on the way that you expect to be treated, the way that you expect to be talked to. For some reason, I feel like it's been so popular now that people are just like getting more into like nonverbal communication. People think a lot of stuff and they don't open their mouth to say it. For any relationship to work, you need communication. You know, it's a good example of expectations and communication, entanglements. So this is the issue with an entanglement, right? Is that one person is in an entanglement, The other person don't know that y'all in an entanglement. I see this happen literally so often, all the time, with my friends, with myself. People just do not express their expectations. Like, you meet somebody and you're like talking for a couple days. I don't even know what the dating timeline looks like. I feel like don't none of us know what the timeline looks like anymore. We're just kind of like all doing our own little thing, winging it. So we meet somebody, you start talking, you go on a couple dates, yada yada yada, right? And then y'all fall into the going with the flow, which is my favorite phrase. You're like talking to your girls and you're like, you know, yeah, we've been talking for a long time, but we're not really like together. We're not like a couple. I don't really know what we're doing. So you ask the other person, like, hey, what are we? Like, are we just kicking it? Are we just chilling? Like, what are we doing? He's like, oh, we're going with the flow. What is going with the flow? If you are a go with the flower, let me know down below what that even means. Don't nobody even know where going with the flow leads, and nobody's asking. You think that the other person is gonna know what you're talking about, or what you want, or how you expect things to be done. That's not how that happens, because that is your expectation, and it is your responsibility to convey that expectation to other people. Now, on the flip side of that, there are so many people. Now, lean in a little bit close. We are going to get into the friends with benefits. The friends with benefits. Oh my God. When I tell you, yeah, I ain't too far. Look, I ain't about to put my business out there. You my business? Don't do that. Know what you're getting into before you decide to get into it. Know what you are getting into before you decide to get into it. This is something I see all the time. I know I say I see a lot of stuff all the time because I do, but this is something I see all the time. Someone will go on a date. They will go on a date. The date will go well off of one date, right? Date goes well. And then they're just like, done. This is the only person I want to talk to. This is the only person I want to do stuff with. You start getting a whole lot of expectations for this person because you like them. They shouldn't be texting anybody else. They shouldn't be seeing anybody else. And then when you find out that they are, or when you find out that they do, you get disappointed. You're disappointed, and why are you disappointed? Because you expected them to act a way that you never verbalized. You know, another thing I see this with, say you get flown out. It's an unspoken rule. Look, let me tell you something. This is why you communicate expectations, because if you fly me somewhere and I get there and you expect something from me, you're gonna be disappointed, okay? Somebody gonna be mad, and it ain't gonna be. Have a whole dialogue, a whole life plan of what something is about to look like. And it don't look like any of that. Like, the reality looks like none of that. And instead of trying to construct a reality to look like that, or communicate with your partner to have that same type of deal, y'all just be quiet as church mouses. Like, say your expectations. The things to remember is that your happiness cannot rely on the expectations of other people. They cannot rely on unfulfilled expectations. Also, just because you do verbalize your expectations with someone, that does not mean that that has to come to fruition. Expectations are disappointing, but I think it's important to still try to find the lesson in that and learn how to move on, and not let that inhibit you from having a good relationship with someone else. I think it's clear to set intentions when you meet someone. Don't try to guilt someone or be mad at somebody because they don't have their goals don't align with you. But you also don't ever want to make the mistake that their goals will align with you. So you always want to talk about it. If you don't take away nothing else from this video, take away the fact that you got to be 100 with people, okay? if you expect something to happen, you might want to voice that expectation, because otherwise you're going to leave that up to fair game. You're going to leave that up to chance. Go into things with an open mind. You know, I see a lot of people like not wanting to do stuff because they're like, oh, I'm going to go and it's going to be boring. Oh, I'm going to go and I ain't going to like the food. I ain't going to go because I'm going to go and I ain't going to like the people. I ain't going to like what they talking about. Try it. Just go into stuff with an open mind. You know, don't think that you know everything. Don't think that you know everything that's going to happen. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Comment down below if you have a topic that you would love to hear my advice on. As always, I had such a good time with you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And I mean, if you feel inclined, if you feeling a little extra crazy today, hit that notification bell so that you will not be missed when I upload another video. And remember to do something for yourself today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.